Here's how Ariana Grande has such an amazing voice, and here's how you can find your Ariana Grande effortless, high, and resonant sound. So, Ariana Grande is honestly one of my favorite vocalists as a voice teacher. I think she has one of the strongest, most effortless, most soaring voices that I've ever heard, and her technique is just insane. And here's what I mean by technique. It's like, when you listen to her sing, you're never nervous if she could hit the notes. You're never holding on and hoping that she hits those high notes or that she could sustain something. It's like her voice is so reliable, and I could hear that and see that she doesn't take that much effort to sing, but she's able to do it so powerfully at the same time. So obviously over the years she's had so many amazing vocal coaches and she's done amazing projects that have helped her kind of find this sound, but I think her beginnings can really lend itself to figuring out how she has such a strong and secure singing voice. So her beginnings were in musical theater. She started her career in the musical of 13, which is really important to point out because on Broadway you are doing 8 shows a week, which is really, really straining on the voice and is something that not many people are able to achieve if you don't have a sense of vocal technique. So when you're working in musical theater, you learn this concept called mixed belt. And mixed belting is almost the secret to getting the voice of your dreams and getting those high notes that you want to achieve. So it's basically taking this high upper range or this high head voice range, and we add power and resonance to it so that we're not feeling like we're screaming and pushing from this lower chest voice range. We're actually floating a little bit higher in our head voice, but we make it sound like we are pushing up from the chest voice. And let me demonstrate. So when Ariana Grande sings the line that goes, "All I'm trying to say is you're my everything, baby," she is actually singing in head voice. All I'm trying to say is you're my everything, right? So it's super, airy, but she adds this twang to it that makes it sound a little bit more belty. All I'm trying to say. See how it has this really pouty and almost weighted quality to it. That's how she gets her voice to sound so strong without literally blowing it out after 8 shows a week on Broadway or after doing these really long tours or recording sessions. She's able to preserve it in a way where she can keep singing healthfully for the rest of her life and be able to hit notes that not many other singers are able to hit because she has this background in musical theater that focuses a lot on mixed belting. So here's how you can apply your own version of mixed belt to make your higher notes a lot easier to sing. So we really want to make sure that we're breaking it down into these speech-like tones with a lot of power to it. So we can't sing it through like, all I'm trying to say is you're my everything, baby. Doesn't happen. We have to give it that pout. All I'm trying to say. So the first step is breaking it down into these really whiny, spoken, head voice type notes. So let's just break it down into a all I'm trying to say. Good, let's try it again. All I'm trying to say. It's important to note that I don't want you pushing from the chest voice. All I'm trying to say. We don't want that. Stay in your head voice. Let's find the head voice first. All I'm trying to say. We're in that space. Now let's add weight to it. All I'm trying to say. See how whiny and resonant we have it. So step 2, if you still can't find it after singing that line through, is we really want to find this buzz. So we want to focus it right in our mask area. So this is going to be aimed at whether it's our nose or our mouth. And the way that we're going to do this is I want you to pinch your nose while you're singing it. This is to create some pressure behind the nose so that the note sounds a lot stronger than you're actually singing it, because we're placing pressure which allows a smaller space, which doesn't let all the air out. Instead of, all I'm trying to say, we have, all I'm trying to say. It's important to note, too, that when we're pinching our nose, we don't want to sound like SpongeBob here. So I know that you've heard many voice teachers, I'm sure, talk about this brightness and this buzz and this resonance, and we don't want it to be all I'm trying to say. We don't want that. We still want this relaxed, open tone here. So we want to drop jaw, this open space, but we're just pitching our nose. All I'm trying to say. Good. Now let's remove it and see if we could find that feeling of the pressure there. All I'm trying to say is you're my everything, baby. Really nice. Awesome. That should really, really help you find your mix voice. Go back and rewatch if you need to keep strengthening your mix. This is honestly an ongoing learning process, I should say, of continuing to strengthen this part of your voice that you probably haven't used regularly before. And even I'm continuing to strengthen my mix to make it sound almost as powerful as if I am pushing up from my chest voice or from my speech voice range. Another thing that Ariana Grande does really, really well is riffing. She's like, hey, 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 hey. You know, she has this really, really clean line. So we want to make sure that we are repeating this riff over and over and over again so that we keep cleaning it up. So let's select a riff that goes, hey, 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 hey. Good. So let's select that one. Let's break it down. Good. Now, so we're going to slow it down, and then we're going to keep speeding it up, and we're going to think about that concept of mix belting and also directing that energy and that pressure right at the front. So we don't want to, we want, that makes it sound a lot cleaner already. See, listen to that. So before we had a little bit of sliding around, and now we're starting to clean up that riff a little bit more to give you that like chills moment. When someone really nails a riff, you're like, ooh, that was so clean. So we really want to make sure that if we are sliding through all of our riffs, that we're taking a step back and we are slowing it down and breaking it down step by step. Hey, hey, hey. Making sure also that our jaw is nice and relaxed here. Hey, hey. And that makes it a lot smoother too, because your jaw literally can't move fast enough for these riff notes. So now when we put it together and make it faster, hey, 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 we are having this continuous slide, and we also want to make sure that the tongue is nice and relaxed too. So even just listening to Ariana Grande's speaking voice, she kind of speaks in a way where it's really buzzy and it's really resonant, and she has this lift to her voice just naturally. And I also think that that helps her sound too, and is something to consider if you do want to get into this more buzzy, higher resonant place, is how do you expect to pop up there if we're speaking down here like this all day, and then all of a sudden we want to sing up here? It doesn't really work like that. So taking a step back and kind of reviewing how you speak in your day-to-day, because singing training and practice doesn't just start and stop in your lessons or in your practice sessions. It is literally every day, all day, when you're just having normal conversations with people. So 3 concepts that we talked about that Ariana Grande does to really make sure that her voice is sounding super healthy, super resonant, and also adding some of those cool riffs in is we have the mix belting. We have breaking down the riffs and speeding them up again. And we also have adjusting your everyday speaking voice to make it easier to pop up into those higher notes and to train all day 24/7 to make sure that our voice is prepped and ready for those higher notes. So I'm so excited for you to explore some of her songs now, and I'm so excited for the Wicked movie to come out too. If you're watching this and it's already came out, I cannot wait to see it, and we'll be listening to the soundtrack nonstop. And I hope that you listen to the soundtrack and sing along, and also sing along to some of her songs as well. And if you are a beginner and you're looking to continue to train specifically with me in a group setting with other beginners, I have an amazing program called The Voice Gym. You can find it in the link in the description, and it is an awesome monthly subscription program where you get masterclasses with me, you get feedback on your videos, and you also get awesome course content to help you in your singing journey. And I also teach one-on-one lessons with students of all levels and all ages. So I hope to see you in the studio, and I hope this video has helped you and helped guide you in your singing journey.